Right now, here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. Coming up, a 25-man battle royal will determine who will challenge Obo Femby for the NXT title at Battleground. Which one of these 25 men will get a shot at the NXT Championship? We see former NXT champions such as Trick Williams and Ethan Page. Will they can continue to put themselves back in line contention? Or the no one for a shot at the NXT Championship? We'll talk about it coming up. Also, too, right here, former NXT North American Women's Champion, Joydanne takes on Zarya. Two of NXT's best will go one-on-one. We'll see that match coming up. As well as this. Darks on the TNA champion. Joe Henry teams up with the NXT Tag Team Champions, Hank Walker and Tank Lesnar to take on Dark State. We'll see that match coming up as well. But in our main event, the number one contenders to the NXT Women's Championship, Stephanie Vauyer, will be decided when Joydanne Grace and Julia battle inside the ring. We get the NXT Ring Report started right here, right now on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kid Diggs here. Now you can join us here for the NXT Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right. We're going to kick things off on NXT with this. It was a brief run-in right here tonight as Wesley enters the Battle Royal. Wesley and what's his name? Pete Wentz both are entering the Battle Royal. Wesley and Pete Dunne will meet in that 25-man Battle Royal to determine who's next in line for a shot at the NXT Championship. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on in the show coming up. But we get things started with this. I believe in Joe Henry. Joe Henry, the TNA champion, making his rare appearance. And Joe Henry coming out there. The team up in six-man tag team actions with the NXT Tag Team Champions, Hank Lesnar, Hank and Tank. Looking for some action against Dark State. And Hank and Tank did so tonight. Well, they got calls interference. Trick Williams came out of nowhere, interrupted, get his hands on the TNA champion. The TNA champion trying to get the best out of you know who. Trick Williams, and Trick Williams cost him the match. Dark State won their match with members of John Lena and a couple others winning their match. So Dark State could be next in line for a shot at the NXT Tag Team Championships. But Dark State won the match tonight, and Dark State could be keeping themselves together down the road. I guess see what Dark State is going to do. Dark State is going to be. Well, speaking of that, the NXT women were in full center tonight. The NXT women were in full court as joining the former NXT Women's Champion, NXT in North American Women's Champion, took on Zarya. Zarya looking for a fight, and Zarya did try to look for a fight against Keontae Jordan. Keontae Jordan tried to take the fight to Zarya. Zarya did so tonight by doing what she do best, beating up people. Solo Roker was in Zarya's corner. Zarya won her match tonight, and Zarya did what she needed to do tonight. And Zarya getting her retribution over Keontae Jordan. Zarya making quick work of Keontae. What she did. So to get the win and get the victory. Stuff. And this was right here. Dark State won that match earlier with the help of pinning the tag team champions. So we saw how that went down. Well, we also saw Keontae Jordan gets her butt beat by Zarya. Zarya wins the match. I'm kind of thinking Zarya's going to turn on Zora Roker. sooner rather than later. So we'll see where it's going to go. Well, we get to a early quick match. No one contenders for the 20-man over the top rope battle royal to determine who's next in line for a shot at the NXT Championship. Well, we saw a list of others. Joe Henry came out there and cost Trick Williams his shot at the NXT to get back in the NXT Championship. Joe Henry was pissed off and teed off, and Joe Henry wanted to take his frustrations out on Trick Williams and did so, beating up Trick and eliminating Trick, thus far eliminating him out the Battle Royal. And Trick Williams will not be going to Battleground. A lot of people got eliminated. Dude from that show on A&E, he got eliminated as well. So a host of others got eliminated. A lot of people got eliminated in this match. I told you they got eliminated. They got eliminated indeed. It was like left and right. Even a surprise appearance by Elijah, better known Elias when he was in WWE. Now he's Elijah. He came back for one night only. It was a nostalgic moment. I'll say that right now. Well, a nostalgia moment it was. But at the end, we saw who won the Battle Royal. And the Battle Royal victory goes to um, um the dude that looks like Randy Orton. Looks like it could be Randy Orton's son, Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne gets a shot at the NXT Championship at Battleground. Miles Bourne will lay claim to that victory, and Miles Bourne will get a shot at the NXT Championship. We'll see that match coming up at Battleground. Miles Bourne getting a shot. So congratulations to Miles Bourne winning a shot of earning his stripes of becoming number one contender for the NXT Championship against Oba Femi. Miles Bourne has it take to become NXT champion? That's the question everybody wants to know. We just have to wait and see about that. But there could be some jealousy amongst there. As Charles Dempsey could be jealous of Miles getting the shot of the championship match rather than him not entering the battle and thought he was gonna get the match automatically, but Miles Moore said, "No, I'm gonna get that match. You gonna have to do what you gotta do, man." Oh, also goaded Charlie Dempsey, and since Charlie Dempsey was talking, to set up a match between Charlie Dempsey and Oba Femi to soften him up. Since Charlie Dempsey ran his mouth, so he'll go against Oba Femi next week on NXT. The NXT champion looking forward to that challenge, so we'll see that match coming up. Meanwhile, in that battle royal, we saw the breakup of a tag team. Um, we saw right here, if we can show right, Josh Bridge and the Japanese man, they kind of like they weren't on the same page. They weren't kind of like lack of communication. We don't know what's going to go down. I think they're trying to move their separate ways, but we don't know if this is a storyline or what's going on. It could be a WWE release. We don't know. Only time will tell on that situation. We will just have to wait and see and find out. Speaking of finding out, Joe Henry urged General Manager Ava to grant him a national will. Ava says that she spoke to TNA officials, including Santino, and said that the match will be made official. So the match will be made official at Battleground, but Joe Henry's TNA championship will be online. So the TNA championship will be defended in a WWE ring and a WWE event. So we're going to see the first time ever the TNA championship defended for the first time. So we're going to look forward to seeing that. Joe Henry and Trick Williams have been battling across both shows, and now they're going to put that they're going to fight, and they're going to fight. So we're going to see that match at Battleground between these two for the coveted TNA championship. So we'll see that match coming up as well. Miss Parker, Jada Parker was in action. Jada Parker went against Carmen Petrinovi. Jada Parker won against Carmen. Jada Parker was trying to tell what's her name to thank and stuff. Use her street smarts and stuff. Thea Hill. She was telling Thea Hill to use her street smarts, but Jada Parker um really trying to get into the head of Thea here and tell her that, hey, these girls out here ain't mean you no well, so you might well just go on dropping like a bad habit. So that's the issue we got going on right there. Well, we get to the the match for the number one contendership as Joydanne Grace takes on Julia. Joydanne Grace be a step ahead to be close to Julia and get a shot at the NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie Vauyer. But Joydanne Grace took it to Julia. Julia really taking a back seat and right here taking a superplex by Jordan to Julia. Julia taking that superplex as well. Even took the pin right here, that big mama pup slam. Get the 1, 2, 3. And Joydanne Grace won the match. Now she earns a match against Stephanie Vauyer at Battleground for the NXT Women's Championship. So we're going to see that match coming up ahead at Battleground between Joydanne Grace and Stephanie Vauyer for the coveted NXT Women's Championship. It's going to be a match that we're going to glad to see. Never thought we was going to see, but we're going to see it. So Joydanne Grace gets her hand raised in the token of victory over Julia. Joydanne Grace earned the championship match, and she'll meet Stephanie Vauyer at Battleground a couple of weeks from now. So look forward to seeing that, and we'll have predicted outcome for Battleground coming your way during that Battleground week, Memorial Day weekend. So look forward to seeing that in 2 weeks. All right, that ends the NXT Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. Some Wrestling Hot Topics. We talk about this. Becky Lynch appeared on the Raw Recap show, and she addressed the claims that she is no Becky Hogan. Becky Lynch claimed that Hulk Hogan is a scum, a piece of you know what. And Becky Lynch saying she don't want to be associated with a person like Hulk Hogan, who torment and tarnish his legacy. Um, to just politic and do like that and when she ever gets a match and stuff like that. But Becky Lynch made it clear she's not in that Hulk Hogan league. She doesn't want to be in that Hulk Hogan league when it comes to politicking and making matches. Well, we talk about this. Shelton Benjamin, speaking of Hulk Hogan, Shelton Benjamin had a message for the Hulkster. Shelton Benjamin said, "You lost me forever when you don't get caught, or rather call it apology speeches. So rather you call it screw up my name." Shelton Benjamin referring to Hulk Hogan calling him Benjamin Shelton. Preferably, we saw any camaraderie for which we never had. Please do me a favor and keep. And it says right, keep my name out your mouth. It's what that Will Smith mean. So Hulk Hogan getting a lot of doo than ever before. I tell you that right now by the Hulkster. Well, speaking of that, we're hearing that Titus O'Neil looking for love. Titus O'Neil was starting a Bravo dating series called King's Court. Titus will join NBA legends and the model Shield. They look for love. And now they moved from King's Court. They had Queen's Court. I'm surprised they didn't put on Bravo, but I guess King's Court will be on Bravo July 13th and on Peacock as well. So as well. We also forgot to mention, honorable mention, that they're trying to bring the band back together with Chase U. So Chase U trying to bring some new members into the group. We'll see how it goes. Chase U moving forward. Like we said, we told you earlier tonight the results was the results tonight was that Joe Henry will defend the Impact TNA Championship against Trick Williams at Battleground. That's a match that everyone waiting to see, and everyone never thought we'd see, but we're going to see it. This personal rivalry heats up at Battleground for the TNA Championship, so we'll see that match as well. So we told you Zarya won her match tonight. Zarya getting the win over former NXT Women's Champion Kiani Jordan. Zarya making peace work on Kiani. So we saw that tonight. As well as this, Dark State won their match tonight. Dark State doing them, but most defeating you know who Tank and Hank, Dark State won their match tonight over Tank and Hank tonight, doing what they needed to do. And we talked about this, the Battle Royal right here. 25 man over the top rope Battle Royal. The winner was none other than forgot his name. Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne earned himself a shot, become number one contender, lasting 29 other men to get this opportunity of a lifetime. So kudos to Miles Bourne on that. And finally, Joydanne Grace emerged victorious over Julia. Joydanne Grace now gets the shot over Julia. Joydanne Grace did so by winning that Battle Royal tonight and doing so well. All right, we're gonna leave you with Joydanne Grace getting a shot at Stephanie Vauyer for the NXT Women's Championship. We'll see that match at Battleground as well. So for me being Kendra Dix saying so long, we'll see you tomorrow night for the AEW Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.